You walk into a room and you feel it immediately. The unspoken tension hanging in the air like heavy, suffocating smoke. It is not a choice you make. It is a biological imperative, a sensory overload that you never asked for and cannot escape. You are a lightning rod in a world of static. Every spark, every surge, every hidden emotion passes through you first. But what happens when the voltage exceeds the capacity of the wire? The system fails. It has to. It is a matter of survival. Welcome to the empathy paradox, a state of being where you feel everything so intensely that you eventually feel nothing at all. To the outside world, you appear cold, detached, perhaps even robotic or unfeeling in the face of human suffering. They see the stone wall you have built, but they do not see the raging fire that forced you to construct it in the first place. They do not understand that your silence is not a lack of emotion, but a desperate attempt to keep from drowning in it. You are a hyper-empath, a soul tuned to a frequency that most people cannot even perceive, let alone endure every day. This is the curse of the high IQ observer, the person who sees the subtext, the micro-expressions, and the hidden pain of others. You absorb the grief of a stranger on the bus. You feel the hidden resentment in your friend's voice. You carry it all. Eventually, the container becomes too full. The weight becomes unbearable. The psyche reaches its breaking point and snaps. This is the circuit breaker effect. Your brain, in its infinite wisdom, realizes that you are about to be destroyed by feeling. So it pulls the lever. It cuts the power. It plunges you into a cold, dark void where emotions can no longer reach you. In this state, you are an observer in your own life. You watch people cry and you feel a strange, hollow distance from them. You know you should care. You know the correct emotional response. But inside, there is only a vast, echoing silence. This is not psychopathy. This is not a lack of soul. This is the exhaustion of a soul that has given too much for too long. The world demands your empathy, but it never offers a way to ground the electricity you are constantly absorbing from others. Society praises the kind heart, but it has no instructions for what to do when that heart begins to bleed out from overexposure. You have become a ghost in your own machine, navigating a world of vibrant colors while you exist only in shades of gray. The empathy paradox is a lonely place. People judge you for your shutdown, calling you distant or arrogant or unfazed. They don't realize that your detachment is the only thing keeping you from a total psychological collapse right now. You are protecting the last embers of your identity from being extinguished by the crashing waves of everyone else's trauma. Think of it as a biological fuse. When the current is too high, the fuse blows to protect the more sensitive components of the mind. If you didn't shut down, the intensity of the world's collective suffering would literally drive you into a state of madness. This is the burden of the lone wolf. You see too much, you feel too much, and so you must retreat into the shadows to survive. The shadow is not your enemy. In this context, the shadow is your sanctuary, the place where the noise finally stops for a while. But the danger of the shutdown is that it can become a permanent residence if you are not careful with your own recovery. You start to prefer the numbness. The void is safe. The void doesn't hurt. The void doesn't demand anything from you at all. You begin to fear the return of feeling, because you know that feeling means the return of the crushing weight of the world. This is the trap of the hyper-empath. you become addicted to the silence because the noise was simply too loud to handle. You must understand that your emotional shutdown is a valid response to an invalid world that lacks emotional boundaries. We live in an era of constant connectivity, where the pain of the entire planet is fed into our brains through a glass screen. For the hyper-empath, this is a recipe for disaster. There is no off switch for the global suffering we witness every day. Your brain is trying to save you. It is trying to give you a moment of peace, even if that peace feels like a hollow grave. The first step to escaping the paradox is recognizing that your numbness is actually a symptom of your profound sensitivity. You are not broken. You are overloaded. You are not cold. You are simply protecting a heart that is far too warm for this world. Stop apologizing for your distance. Stop feeling guilty for the moments when you cannot find the tears that others expect. Your tears have been spent. Your reservoir is empty. You need time to let the waters rise again at their own natural pace. The lone wolf knows that solitude is the only way to filter the noise and find the signal of their own true identity again. You must learn to build filters, not just walls. A wall stops everything, but a filter allows you to choose what enters. This is the work of the mature empath, learning to observe the storm without becoming the storm itself is the ultimate goal. Until then, respect the shutdown. Understand that your mind is performing a vital maintenance cycle to keep you functional. The void is a waiting room. It is the space between breaths. It is the silence between the notes of a very loud symphony. Do not mistake the silence for the end of the music. The music is still there, waiting for the conductor to find his strength. You are the conductor, but even the best conductors need to put down the baton and walk away from the stage sometimes. The world will still be there when you return. The pain will still be there, but you will have the strength to face it again. For now, let the darkness be your blanket. Let the numbness be your shield. Let the silence be your only companion today. There is a profound power in the ability to turn off. It is a defense mechanism that many people wish they possessed. They see your calm and they envy it, never knowing the price you paid to achieve such a terrifying level of stillness. You are the master of the inner vacuum. You have learned to exist in a place where the air is thin and the light is dim. This is where the deep thinking happens. This is where the sage meets the outlaw in the corridors of the private mind. In the shutdown, you can analyze the world with a clarity that the emotional person can never truly hope to achieve. You see the patterns. You see the cycles of human folly. You see the structural flaws in the social dynamics around you. The empathy paradox gives you a unique perspective. You are both the most connected and the most detached person in the room. You are the bridge between the feeling world and the thinking world, even if that bridge currently feels like it is closed. The shutdown is not a permanent state of being, though it may feel like it when you are deep within its cold embrace. It is a season, a winter of the soul, and like all winters, it eventually gives way to the first tentative buds of spring. But you cannot rush the spring. You cannot force the heart to feel before it is ready to handle the weight again. Accept the paradox. Own your sensitivity. And when the world asks why you are so quiet, just smile and keep your secrets. They wouldn't understand the answer anyway. They haven't walked through the fire that turned your emotions into ash. But ash is fertile ground. From the remains of your old self, a stronger, more resilient version of you is being formed. This new version will know how to feel without being consumed. It will know how to care without being destroyed by it. This is the path of the Sycumbra. We walk in the shadow so that we can eventually stand in the light without blinking. The empathy paradox is your initiation. It is the trial by fire that separates the weak from the truly enlightened souls. You are being tested. Can you handle the silence? Can you sit with the void and not let it swallow your sense of self? If you can survive the shutdown, you can survive anything the world throws at you, because you have already faced the end. You have looked into the abyss of your own indifference, and you have realized that it is just a mirror of your exhaustion. Be kind to yourself in the quiet. Feed your mind while your heart rests. Read the books you've ignored. Listen to the wind. The world is loud, but your inner world can be a sanctuary of logic and cold, hard truth when the feelings are gone. Use this time to build your armor, strengthen your boundaries, define where you end and where the rest of the world begins. The lack of boundaries is what caused the shutdown in the first place. You let too much in, and the system crashed. Next time, you will have a firewall. You will have a gatekeeper at the entrance of your soul, deciding who gets in. You will learn to say no to the emotional vampires who seek to drain your reservoir for their own selfish needs. You will learn that your empathy is a finite resource, a precious treasure that must be guarded and spent very wisely. Not everyone deserves your tears. Not everyone deserves your understanding. Some people only deserve your silence. The empathy paradox is teaching you the value of your own energy. It is a harsh teacher, but the lessons are eternal. When the feelings finally return, and they will be sharper, clearer, and more focused than they were before. You will no longer be a sponge. You will be a laser. You will see the truth, and you will feel it with intention. This is the evolution of the empath, from a victim of feeling to a master of perception and a guardian of the heart. You are not a machine. You are a biological masterpiece that knows exactly when it needs to go offline for repairs. Trust the process. Trust the silence. Trust the void. It is all part of the grand design of your psychological survival. The lone wolf does not fear the cold. The lone wolf knows that the cold is just a reminder of the heat that lies within. Keep your head up in the darkness. Your eyes will adjust. You will begin to see things that others miss in the blinding light. The empathy paradox is your superpower disguised as a curse. Learn to use it, and you will become truly untouchable. You are the one who feels everything. You are the one who feels nothing. You are the paradox, and that is your strength. Never let the world convince you that your shutdown is a weakness. It is the ultimate expression of your internal power. You are the silent observer, the watcher on the wall, the one who understands the darkness because you have lived there. When you finally speak again, your words will have the weight of the silence behind them. They will cut through the noise. People will listen because they will sense the depth of the ocean that lies beneath your calm, frozen surface. You are Sycumbra. You belong to the shadows, and in the shadows, you are the one who truly sees the light. The empathy paradox is not the end of your story. It is merely the chapter where the hero learns to protect his soul. Take a deep breath. Feel the stillness in your lungs. Feel the quiet in your mind. This is your kingdom now. No one can hurt you here. No one can demand anything from you here. You are free from the burden of the world. In the void, you are sovereign. You are the architect of your own peace, built on the foundation of your own exhaustion. Let the world spin on without you for a while. It will manage. You have done enough. You have felt enough for a lifetime. Now is the time for the nothing. Embrace it. Wear it like a cloak of charcoal silk. Let it hide you from the sun. The sun is too bright for eyes that have seen the truth of the human shadow. The shade is where the healing happens. You are not alone in the paradox. There are others like you, standing in their own voids, watching the same static. We are the silent network, the hyper-empaths who have gone cold to keep from burning out completely and forever. We recognize each other by the look in our eyes, the look of someone who has seen the bottom of the well and survived. There is a comfort in knowing that your shutdown is a shared experience among the most sensitive souls on this planet. It is the price we pay for our depth. It is the tax on our intelligence. It is the cost of our profound humanity. But the price is worth it, for in the depth we find the truths that the surface dwellers can never even imagine. We find the strength that only comes from being broken and putting ourselves back together in the dark, alone. The empathy paradox is your transition from a child of feeling to a giant of understanding and a master of self. Don't be afraid of the hollow feeling in your chest. It is just the space being cleared for something better to grow. The old emotions were cluttered and chaotic. The new ones will be structured, powerful, and entirely under your control. You are reclaiming your throne. You are taking back the keys to your own emotional kingdom from the hands of strangers. This is the liberation of the shutdown, the moment when you realize that you don't owe the world your suffering anymore. You have paid your debts in full. Now you can live for yourself. You can feel for yourself. You can be yourself. The paradox is closing. The balance is returning. The machine is coming back online, but with a new set of rules. Rule 1, your peace is non-negotiable. Rule 2, your empathy is a gift, not a right that others can claim. Rule 3, the void is always there if you need it, but you no longer need to live there to stay safe from the world. You have mastered the shadow. You have navigated the shutdown. You have survived the empathy paradox and emerged stronger. The world is still loud. The world is still painful. But you are no longer a lightning rod. You are the storm itself. And the storm does not fear the rain. The storm is the rain. The storm is the power. The storm is the truth. Walk forward with your head held high. Your silence is your shield. Your intelligence is your weapon. Your soul is your own. Welcome back to the world of the living. We have been waiting for you to wake up from the long, cold sleep of the void. The empathy paradox is over. Your life is just beginning. Make sure you live it on your own terms this time around. Stay cold when you must. Stay warm when you can. But above all, stay true to the shadow that kept you alive. This is the way of the Psychumbra. This is the way of the survivor. This is the way of the new, evolved human soul. Now go out and face the static. You are ready. You are protected. You are the paradox. And you are finally free.